January 26th, 2020. Some of you may remember this date, especially if you're a sports fan. That was the date that Kobe Bryant and 7 others died in a helicopter crash. And that shocked the sports world. Like I'm telling you, my son-in-law is a huge fan of Kobe Bryant. And when that happened, it happened on a Sunday morning. Everyone thought it was just a hoax or something. People couldn't believe it. It was crazy. I remember that like it was yesterday. Well, what's interesting is today is Pentecost Sunday, and some people would say, most Christians would say, this was the day, this is the birth, the actual birth of the church, Pentecost Sunday. So it's kind of interesting that today another incident happened on this day, and that is the Iranian president also ended up in a helicopter crash. Now people are still trying to piece things together as to what happened, why it happened, all this kind of stuff. What's interesting is I think the first initial reports was the helicopter had a rough landing, kind of like on the road that I'm on right now. But then as reports came in, it's like, no, this helicopter crashed in a remote forest and they're still trying to find the helicopter. So chances are virtually pretty tiny that the Iranian president survived, and all the reports are saying that he is no longer around. Now, there's also 2 other helicopters that I think made a hard landing as well, as far as I know. I don't know all the reports because I'm not going to spend tons of hours watching the news. But what's interesting is I remember seeing a speech about a month ago with the Iranian president saying that if there's any retaliation in regards to Israel, because they're going to send rockets to Israel, and if Israel retaliates, they're going to meet them with brute force and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, here in Western society, if you will, we are always careful to not speak against Israel. We just are. We've just been brought up like that ever since I can remember. It was always like, don't pronounce curses on Israel, pronounce blessings. And this goes all the way back to Abraham. If anyone comes against Abraham, if anyone pronounces a curse on Abraham, they themselves will be cursed. And I find it interesting that this Iranian president was basically uttering threats towards Israel if they decide to retaliate against Iran sending rockets to Israel. This was about a month ago. And then now the president is no longer here. He's no longer alive. So I think this should be a warning to other nations just to be careful what you say. You know, even in North America, even like in United States and Canada and other nations, just be careful. If you don't understand the situation, then maybe if you don't have a dog in the fight, then maybe don't mention anything negative about Israel, because you may not understand the history, you may not understand everything that's going on. It's all right to question what's going on. I don't see a problem with that. But to pronounce a curse or to pronounce some kind of a judgment on Israel, it feels weird. That's kind of a weird thing, and I know it's probably not my audience, but I know that there are parades going on throughout the United States and also in Canada and various towns where they're celebrating the idea of Israel becoming extinct from sea to sea, and they're joyful. So I'm curious to know what's going to happen now that for example, the Iranian president is no longer there. Like, is there going to be a time of mourning? Are they going to be mad at Israel for something that happened to Iran on their own? Are they going to blame Israel for this one? Is this a judgment from God? I think there's going to be a lot of serious questions being asked over the next few weeks. And I think, again, as a Western society, we have to be careful about the things that we say, unbeknownst to us, especially if you don't understand history. I think it doesn't hurt to pray for Israel, to pray for peace. I think those are all safe. But to come against Israel, I don't know. You just do not want Jehovah God against you in any shape, any manner. So that's kind of my 2 cents all the way from Canada. And what are your thoughts? Is this a judgment? Is this just ill timing? Is this just a coincidence, being on the day of Pentecost, the birth of our church, the birth of the Christian church on the day of Pentecost over 2,000 years ago? Is this just a coincidence that this happened on this day in the morning? I find it highly interesting that out of all the days that this happened on Pentecost. So I find that interesting. May 19th, 2024. And I know there's going to be more watchmen talking about it, because some of the watchmen take the day off on Sundays. But of course, with my YouTube channel, I pretty much make a video every single day. And if I watch the news or watch a movie or whatever it is, I can pretty much make a comment whenever. I can, if I want to, I can make a video 2-3 times in one day. There's no really any rules or regulations or patterns with my channel, except that if something is interesting, I'm going to make a video about it. So if you like that kind of thing, where we talk about Israel, we talk about the Bible, obviously we go deep on the Bible, I'm going to be making a video tomorrow to continue with my little mini series on the book of Revelation, and we're going to be jumping into chapter 2, and I think it's going to get quite interesting as you move along the entire book of Revelation. So stick around, stay tuned, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts, give me a thumbs up, share this video. What do you think is going on? Do you think, again, was that a judgment by God himself, by Jehovah God? Or was it just a coincidence that after the president of Iran slams Israel, that a month later he's no longer in existence? Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Again, this is Shane from the Black Swan, signing off, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.